Well, joining us now is the new CEO at Indigo, Peter Elbers. Peter, thank you so much for taking our time and joining us here at CNN News 18. Firstly, congratulations.
Thank you.
You take on a very rich legacy from Ronojoy. How has the transition been?
Well, I'm there now for the last 3 weeks, and I must say, being here on this inaugural flight, 3 weeks in the job, I'm enjoying every single minute of it. And I think it's just an underlining and understating how important the network growth for Indigo is, and today is another example of that.
So today we are seeing a momentous occasion for Indigo because you add the 100th destination. Why Russell Khaimah?
Well, at Indigo we do operate today 74 domestic destinations, which is unparalleled, and we're connecting to not only tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, but maybe even tier 4 cities of the country. Having that in place, it's time to continue to build also international. So whereas we continue to build step by step our domestic footprint, it's very important for us to continue to build also international. And this destination, I guess, reflects precisely the same way as we build up our network in India. We're not only going to the big cities. Yes, we're flying to Dubai as I think from 11 or 12 destinations in India we fly to Dubai. But today we're also connecting here to Ras Al Khaimah.
Right. When I spoke to the Indigo management last, Ron Joy, when he was leaving, had said that the promoter had a plan for about 8 to 10 years, whoever comes at the helm of the management, as far as expansion plans are concerned. What is the vision that you're taking over when you take over?
Well, I think the place where Indigo is today is an excellent starting point to further expand international. And again, our basis and very foundation of the company is India, and what we have done in India is fantastic. Our customer base is in India is fantastic. But with that basis, it enables us to move international. Of course, first the region, and that's precisely what we're doing here today. But once that in place, we could sort of further build on that. And today we already fly as far as Istanbul and then Southeast Asia. So I guess here we'll continue to embark on that journey, and that's indeed not a plan for 2 to 3 years. It's a plan probably covering more 5 to 10 years going forward.
Right, now I want to talk to you specifically about some numbers. The last 2-3 years were turbulent for the aviation space at large. Coming out, yes, numbers have been encouraging, but in terms of challenges, there is attrition rate, crude prices, of course, is at an all-time high. There's also competition. What are the challenges now for Indigo going forward?
Well, I think it's fair to say that today's environment, when it comes to the price of fuel, is indeed a challenging environment. But to some extent, I would say high fuel prices they always go up and they always go down. I think with the COVID, that was an unparalleled crisis and was something which I guess no one was ready for. With that behind us and so much demand and so much economic dynamics and ambitions, I must say, and that in the weeks I'm in India now, I could sense that ambition, I could sense that drive to move forward, and I guess Indigo is very well placed to benefit from that drive and that ambition, that vibrancy in the economy, and people want to invest and go abroad. So I'm very positive actually on that part. Yes, there are headwinds, and yes, there's a lot of challenges, and yes, there's a lot of difficulties, but with that I have every confidence that we'll overcome these.
A couple of points that I want to touch. One, I want to touch about the expansion of your fleet itself, the XLRs coming in. When are we expecting them to be added? And in terms of destinations domestically and internationally, do you have some names to give us?
Well, the XLRs, of course, depend when the availability comes from Airbus. Vinay just mentioned in his presentation 24, 25, I guess that's a bit the line we're following so far, and we haven't taken a final step yet on the destinations. Again, the destinations we operate today could be also served by the XLRs, but clearly it's our ambition to move forward, to further enter into Europe, to further enter into Asia, and the XLRs will provide us a great platform of doing so.
Lastly, Peter, what about competition? There is Akasa Air, Jet is all set to have a second life, Air India with the Tatas.
Yep.
Where do you see Indigo as far as the market share is concerned, and how do you respond to competition?
Well, the fact that India is one of the probably most competitive markets in the world, and it has a bit of a mixture of, it's one of the largest, if not the largest market, potentially largest market in the world, yet an extremely competitive market. But having said that, looking at the share of Indian customers who are flying today, or the share of Indian people who are flying today, it's still relatively low. So there's a lot of growth ahead. And I think for the market itself, the fact that competition is maturing, the fact that Air India and it's maturing, it's a good thing for the market. And with that, Indigo is ready to compete with that.
Peter, thank you so much for taking our time and joining us here, and congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.